863-1010. Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states. Not available in California.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan, owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. Our strongest offer of the year is back. For a limited time only, get 50% off a new AC unit. That's half off a new air conditioning unit. And with Precision, you're not just getting a great price, you're getting it installed the right way by the #1 ranked company in the state. Plus, 5 years, 0% interest makes it even easier. Call 602-FIX-MY-AC and make the Precision decision today.
Make a precision decision with Precision Air.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk diamond sourcing. Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As one of 3 diamond sourcing experts, I'm going to explain just how differently we source our diamonds and why that guarantees your engagement ring will be the most beautiful. For starters, there's no middleman. We source directly from trusted industry leaders we've partnered with for generations. We work with them in person and negotiate on our customers' behalf so they get the best prices possible. We also pay our partners in cash, and in return, they reserve the most beautiful diamonds just for us. I handpick and inspect each stone under 10 times magnification. Other jewelers use the Diamond Database to buy stones sight unseen with grainy pictures and videos. When you purchase a diamond engagement ring with Shane Company, you can trust that me and my team have personally handpicked your stone for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com to find yours. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
AAA membership travels with you in any car, whether driver or passenger. It's 24/7 expert help with towing, battery, and branch services across the valley. Join AAA for less than $6 a month and add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
It's the lunch break.
The Tuesday edition of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. It's Chris Schubert, producer Evans on the other side of the glass. The remnants of producer Evans' breakfast I can see in front of me here.
Correct. Yeah.
Little to-go meal I see.
Little to-go meal. I have a fruit cup left.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Sorry, it's not where I anticipated going with the open, but I turned.
But you can see my bag.
Right, I turned to look at you, and it's just right there in front of like the equipment, and I was like, "Are we on YouTube? Because I can't see what's going on over there."
Yeah, that's fair.
You can understand why the questions are there.
It's not in harmful way of any of the equipment.
Well, that bag is sealed. That bag is closed up. It's
correct.
Nothing's no leakage.
Yes,
everything's looks like it's good. On the up and up over there. Yeah.
So we're all good.
We're ready to roll here.
It's been quite the morning meeting.
We're ready to roll here on a Tuesday. Some of the morning meeting we can't discuss here on the show, not because I couldn't. I'm just trying to be nice today.
Yes,
because of something that happened in the pre-show, like pre-show. Something happened where. You asked me one point, you okay? Like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll get over it by the time the red light goes on. And I did. I got over it. It took me about 10, 15 minutes, but I got there. It didn't take the Diamondbacks long last night. Didn't take them 10 to 15 minutes because in the first inning of that game, it's a 4-spot. They win 12-2 over the San Francisco Giants, and it's back to 500.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Now, I know what you're going to say, okay? And I'm prepared to fight against this allegation today. I don't care. Honestly, truthfully, I don't care that they played the San Francisco Giants last night. I don't care that they played the Colorado Rockies over the weekend. I don't want to hear, oh, Chris, they won 12-2, but look at who they played. It's one of the worst teams in baseball. Talk to me when you do it against the Padres. Talk to me when you do it against the Dodgers. I don't have time for you today, honestly. Because if they lost this game last night, 12-2, 6-5, 2-0, you would be the first people to throw it in everybody's face that they lost to the San Francisco Giants. So nothing's going to make you happy. You play who's on your schedule. And when you play a team like the San Francisco Giants, just like when you play a team like the Colorado Rockies, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not giving the Diamondbacks any more credit than they deserve today, but they deserve credit for going out there last night, taking the offense that they put together in Colorado and running it out there last night to put up a 12 spot on the San Francisco Giants. I am going to give them credit for winning that game last night, getting back to 500. I'm going to give Zach Gallen some credit. I'm going to give Nolan Arenado some credit. I'm going to give Ryan Waldschmidt some credit. I'm going to give Torey Lovello some credit. I'm going to give this entire team credit because we told you how important this 13-game stretch is. It feels like they understand how important it is because they are 3-1 to start these 13 games. 3 of the 9 wins that we said they absolutely had to have. It was the bare minimum, was 9 wins in this 13 games. They're a third of the way there. They've played 4 games. So yes, it was against the 20-28 San Francisco Giants. Yes, it was against a Robbie Ray who is not the Robbie Ray of a couple years ago. It is a Giants team that has a manager that looks like he's unprepared for the job on a semi-regular basis with a roster that is vastly underperforming. Rafael Devers, they made the big trade for him last year. He has not lived up to the Giants going out and acquiring him. You're supposed to beat that team 12-2 last night on your home floor. That's what you're supposed to do. You did it. You're back to 500. You are taking seriously the importance of playing the Rockies, the Giants, the Rockies, the Giants for the next 2 weeks. You're supposed to do this a lot. Spoiler alert. You're supposed to do this tonight. You know what, Producer Evan, the breaking news sounder, please. I need the breaking news sounder for this because maybe this... Thank you. You're supposed to do this the whole 13 games. This is what it's supposed to look like when you play teams that are the worst 2 teams in the National League. And so far, mission accomplished for the Diamondbacks. So I'm not going to apologize today. I'm going to give the credit that is deserved. I'm going to talk about a team that's back to 500. I'm going to talk about a team that's playing their best baseball against teams they're supposed to play their best baseball against. And I don't want to hear that they played the Giants last night. I don't want to hear that they're playing the Rockies. If this season is supposed to mean something, if this summer is going to be impactful, if the Diamondbacks are going to be playing meaningful baseball in August, in September, then you got to beat the Giants 12-2 like you did last night. You just have to. You have to beat up on the teams that you're supposed to beat up on, and then you try to go 500 against everybody else. And most times, the really good teams, they take advantage of all the soft spots on their schedule, and they're barely around 500 against the really good teams. You just kind of survive against the Dodgers, against the Brewers, against the Cubs, against the Yankees. You just try to survive against those teams. You thrive against the Giants and the Rockies, who will find ways to beat themselves, like Robbie Ray giving up a 4 spot in the first inning. A grand slam to Nolan Arenado. You find ways to beat yourself if you're the Giants and the Rockies. And if you are a good team, like I think the Diamondbacks are, you take advantage of those moments. And so far, 4 games in, that's exactly what the Diamondbacks are doing. This 13-game stretch, exactly what the doctor ordered for the Diamondbacks. They're following the prescription. They're taking the medicine as required, and it's allowing them to be in this wild card race. So I don't want to hear it today, Producer Evan. I know you're not going to say it, but I don't want to hear it from anybody else.
Yeah, I don't either. And to be honest with you, let's just look at the conversations from last year. Last year, you went 7-6 versus the Giants. Last year, you went 8-5 versus the Rockies. That's not good enough.
Exactly. What a great point.
So it's not just the Rockies. It's not just the Giants. Last year, you weren't good enough against the Rockies. You weren't good enough against the Giants.
You ready for these math skills? 15-11 against those 2 teams last year.
You're 4 games over 500 against 2 of the worst teams in baseball.
Just unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
That is not going to lead you to having your say. And oh, by the way, do I need to remind everybody how close the Diamondbacks were despite everything going wrong last season to making the playoffs?
Correct.
A couple wins against the Giants or the Rockies might have helped in that regard. No?
So it's not just the Rockies. You have to win these games.
You have to. Absolutely have to win these games against these teams. And when they're stacked up the way that they are, some real momentum can be built here for the Diamondbacks. Like some serious momentum.
And you have this, 13 games we keep circling. Now it's down to 9. So far, you're 3-1. Love the start you're off to here. But you're at 500 right now. You have 9 games left in this Rockies-Giants revolving door here. But
little turnstile.
Yeah, turnstile, these two teams. But if you could take 7, you're talking about a team that's now 5 games over 500 instead of at 500. Like, where you would put yourself in a conversation to be 5 games over 500 is, in reality, we'll see where the other teams. But right now, if you were 5 games over 500, you'd be the first team out or the last team in the wild card. So it can completely change how you feel about the season to this point.
Absolutely. It's why I've said this is the season right here. They either meet this moment and they play well against these teams and you believe that they can compete all summer long, or they fail in this stretch against teams where they're supposed to just stack wins. If they're as good as they look on paper, right? On paper, they look like a team that should dominate this type of stretch.
Certainly.
This is a team that went to New York, Philly, Baltimore, early East Coast road trip and went, what was it, 6-3?
Correct.
Won every series. If that team is for real, if that's the team the Diamondbacks are come August and September, then when you play the Rockies and Giants, 2 of the worst teams in baseball, it's exactly what you're supposed to do.
And I know what everybody's saying. It's like, well, the Mets and the Phillies, they aren't as good as we thought. Mets are 7-3 in their last 10, playing some really good baseball right now. The Phillies, since they fired their manager, are one of the best teams in the league.
And then, listen, we love everybody on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. We love hearing from you. But today's the day Brian wants to come out of nowhere and talk about Torey Lovullo's job security. Today's the day you want to do this.
Well, can I be honest?
Well, today's the day you want to do this.
You know what it is? And can I do this to Brian's defense?
No, I don't want to hear Brian's defense today.
Well, can I play devil's advocate?
No, I'm uninterested. I told you this at the open. I'm not interested in hearing anything bad about this team when they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do right now.
100%. But to play devil's advocate for Brian, he's watching a similar situation play out in Philadelphia where you had a manager who's been to the playoffs multiple times and took you to a World Series and lost, and then they fired him.
Okay,
so that is his conversation.
Hold on.
It makes 0 sense for this team.
Hold on. Because he wants to bring up Philly. At any point this season, were the Diamondbacks playing as poorly as the Phillies were when they made their managerial change? You're the Philly guy. You can answer this. Did the Diamondbacks at any point, up until the 46th game last night that get them to 23-23, have they played as poorly as the Phillies did that led to Rob Thompson getting fired?
No.
Then what are we talking about? I get it. You don't like Torey. I get it. You think he mismanages games. You think the team would be better without him. I have not seen decent enough evidence to tell me that that's the case. In fact, all I'm getting is reasons why sticking with Torey has actually got this team in this spot right now where they're 23-23, but they're 3-4. They're 3-1 on this 4-game stretch. They're 6-3 in their last 9. And you want to bring up Torey Lovullo having what you described as a lifetime appointment to the role? Did you think they were going to be 23-23 through the first 46 games of the season?
You're 4 games out of a wild card spot.
Did you think that was going to happen at the beginning of the year? Trust me, I know the answer to this because I'm the guy on this show, and we had plenty of time in the winter to tell you, don't give up on 2026. Don't give up on this season. They actually can be decent. And all I heard was, no, Chris, they can't. It's impossible. You see who their manager is? You see this roster? Mike Hazen doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, really? Oh, really? This team's playing much better baseball than I think 75% of our listeners thought they would play at the beginning of the year.
Considerably better baseball. 100%.
And hopefully there's more baseball, more good baseball coming up here over the next week or two. I did not expect to yell at Brian in the open thing.
But part of it is just taking advantage of the stretch.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
I beat these teams because you're supposed to.
And Brian, you have to remember, he's on a 1-year deal. So he's going to – we're going to know very quickly on whether he's staying or not, because we'll see if they extend him.
Right, he hasn't gotten the extension yet.
At 5-5 through 40 – or sorry, at 500 through 46 games, I don't think it's coming – no, unless they go on a run.
This isn't the type of baseball that leads to an extension, but this is the type of baseball that keeps an extension possible.
Yeah, you're open to it right now. You're not discussing it.
No, you're not 10 games below 500 though.
Yeah.
If you're 10 games below 500, it's a non-starter. We're not even bringing it up.
You probably make a change.
You could bring it up now.
If you at this point were sitting where the Rockies are, you're making a change. If you're sitting with yeah.
All I'm going to say is the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's just not. You can think in your heart of hearts that anybody, a ham sandwich, would be better than Torey Lovullo managing this team. You don't actually know what you have until it's gone. Not saying Torey's the best manager. Torey makes his fair share of mistakes. The way he plays rookies, we've discussed that at length here on this show. Drives us crazy.
Yeah, and listen, I think I've been maybe the biggest Torey critic.
Between the two of us, certainly.
It just doesn't make sense right now.
No, not when they're playing this. They just won 12-2 last night, and you're going to come in here to open the program where we talk about this team, and I'll read the comment again. Mattingly gets hired, and the Phils go 15-4. Wonder what would happen if we ever got a new manager. Problem is, Torey has a lifetime appointment, just like a Supreme Court justice. Torey has an expiring contract. If what you said was true, Brian, he would have already gotten an extension. He doesn't have one because this is going to be a results-based decision. And I'm sorry, you may not like hearing this, but right now, these results are a lot better than what we thought they were going to be.
And they speak for themselves.
And that too.
And you are, again, 46 games into this 60-game run. If you can get there above 500, I think a lot of us feel that they would be in a better spot than we had thought early in the year. And just stay above water, right? You just got to stay above water, get healthy. This team will get better as they get healthier. You have to remember, the largest contract in the history of the organization hasn't played in a year. So he's coming back.
Soon, too. Probably within the next month or two.
And then they can send Zach Gallen down.
Well, wait a minute. Zach pitched really well last night. I want to get into that here today on the program. I mean, the bar was set pretty low for Zach, but he cleared it. He cleared it last night.
Against maybe the worst offense in baseball.
Again, all the caveats out there. The bar was set very, very low last night, and Zach Gallen cleared the bar. This isn't one of those Olympic high jumps where we set it at the top. This was set pretty low, but he still cleared it anyway. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. Boy, it was a great night in sports last night. The Diamondbacks, I was watching Game 7 of the hockey, and there was a pretty good basketball game on last night, too. I want to touch on that because we saw the present and the future of the Western Conference last night, and boy, is it trouble for everybody. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
When you're injured in a car wreck, you need razor-sharp claws and 1,000 pounds of legal muscle on your side. You need LawBear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The Bear has your back.
You're invited to a very special evening with Boz Scaggs, live in concert. Rhythm Review Tour 2026. Boz Scaggs performing all the hits and more for one night only. Live at Mesa Arts Center, Saturday, September 26th. Boz Scaggs, live in Mesa, Arizona. Get tickets now at mesaartscenter.com.
Hey, it's Bodie and Victoria, owners of NewACUnit.com.
In Arizona, it hits 100 degrees and suddenly AC prices magically go up.
We don't play that game at NewACUnit.com.
Even with manufacturers raising prices this year, we've used our buying power to keep your costs down.
And the price you see online, that includes everything. Unit, install, delivery, no surprises.
Just a smarter, more affordable way to stay cool at NewACUnit.com.
Save thousands, save time. Buy online. NewACUnit.com.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
During the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event at Mark Kia, receive 0% APR for up to 72 months on the 2025 Kia EV6, plus $3,500 dealer bonus cash.
The name to remember, Mark Kia. Mark Kia. Offer expires June 1st, 2026.
I'm here with your Run Report. I've always said that saying something sucks is not a take. It's lazy. That said, I agree with Pistons star Cade Cunningham, who said after getting hammered at home in Game 7, with a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals on the line, quote, "That game sucked," end of quote. He's not wrong. But I'll tell you who is. His coach, J.B. Pickerstaff, who would not tolerate any criticism of his crew, saying, quote, "Anything other than positivity towards this group is unacceptable," end of quote. What's unacceptable is you choking away a 9-point lead late in Game 5 and then getting mugged by 31 on your home floor in Game 7. He also said, quote, "There's nothing disappointing about this group and the outcome of this," end of quote. My dude, the heck are you even talking about? Absolutely everything is disappointing about that outcome. Don't believe me? Go ask your MVP candidate, Cade. He knows what time it is, and so do the rest of us. I'm Jim Rome. And remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers, start your engine! The IndyCar Series is back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500.
White flag is in the hands of Aaron Lycan. Alex Below sweeps underneath that white flag and darts his way into turn number 1. Erickson, though, charging into the shorts.
Now, stay tuned for the greatest spectacle in racing. Live Sunday, May 24th.
Starting at 8 a.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS app.
Well, everybody's talking about it. Game 1 between the Thunder and the Spurs was basically everything that it could have been.
With a huge no, yes moment.
From Wemby taking that shot. Double overtime win for the San Antonio Spurs. They have a 1-0 lead in this series. And I was thinking how I wanted to describe what I felt watching that game last night. And I know the place I'm about to go, the road I'm about to go down is probably going to alienate 85% of the audience.
Oh, no.
But I'm sorry, it's the only thing I could think of. And for the 15% that do get it, I think they're going to understand why this is how I felt. Watching Wemby against SGA, watching Thunder against the Spurs, for the first time in what feels like a rivalry that's just beginning between these two teams. Not just because I think we've got at least 5 or 6 more of those in this series, but because they're going to be doing this for a couple of years now. This was like, again, 85% of the audience I'm going to lose here. This is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, this is The Rock, Stone Cold, Attitude Era, WWF, WWE. They're always fighting each other for the title. If The Rock wants the title, he's got to go through Stone Cold. If Stone Cold wants the title, he's got to go through The Rock. And just every time you turned on Monday Night Raw, those two were interacting in some way. That's what last night felt like for me. You watched it thinking to yourself, oh, we're going to do this a lot. Like, the Spurs or Thunder aren't going to win another championship without the other having a say, whether they face each other or they get eliminated early and it paves a path. It was Stone Cold, The Rock. That's how I felt watching that game last night of, oh, these two are going to either cost each other the championship every year or they are going to go through each other to win the championship every year.
Yeah, it felt like the first act, or the first episode of the first season of a show that's going to run for 10 years. Right? Like, that was the first episode of a show that's going to be really good and air on network television for the next 10 to 15 years. Because you're watching those two trade blows, and Victor Wembanyama is, let's face it, a unicorn in what he can do. From a height perspective, from defensively, what he causes from a shot-making standpoint, just from his presence in the paint.
I mean, just think
what SGA did.
Think about this for a second.
Towards the end of the fourth quarter, well, it felt like Allen Iverson at times.
But think about this for a second. Because before the game, they give SGA
the MVP.
The MVP.
And he was terrible.
And then Wemby goes out. Game 1, Western Conference Finals. You probably had a real legitimate case to being the MVP. You didn't get it. And you go out there and you drop what? 41 and 22?
Yeah.
In
41 and 23, right?
My apologies to Victor Wembanyama for shorting him a rebound if I did.
I think that's what it was. I can look it up.
But an otherworldly performance.
We both did.
Oh,
41 and 24.
Again, our sincerest apologies.
By the way, you know who was fantastic last night?
Alec Caruso.
Yeah.
Was fantastic. Because early in that game, Thunder couldn't make a shot.
No.
Spurs were just kind of overwhelming them a little bit.
Yeah, no, and I think the Spurs, the Thunder will come out and adjust. Like, this is not going a sweep, the San Antonio's way.
They played a double overtime game. I mean, these two teams are very close.
Very, very close. Even SGA was really bad for 3.5 quarters last night.
And I'll tell you, I thought the game was over. Honestly, I thought the game was over when San Antonio got off to the hot start that they did, and you look up at the end of the first quarter and it's tied. And you're like, oh.
No,
they threw their best punch. Oklahoma City couldn't make a shot.
That whole game, it was they threw their best punch maybe in the first quarter. You felt like that. They come out in the second quarter and defensively just swallowed what the Thunder could do. Right? You hold the Thunder to 17 points in that second quarter, and you're up 7. But then I was getting concerned and sitting on my couch thinking, if they can't extend this from 5 to 7, it felt like they played a game within 5 to 7 points for actually 20 minutes last night, and they couldn't extend. And you just felt like the Thunder were eventually going to go on that little run to get them over the hump. And they did. And really, San Antonio didn't panic, which
that's the most impressive thing last night.
You didn't expect, but you thought was a real possibility with a young team playing the Thunder, who at that point have not lost a game, who have coming off a championship in which they were very dominant. Like, it's very impressive for San Antonio with running out there Victor Wembanyama, who's extremely young at 22, Harper, who's 20, Castle, who's 21. Like, you have all these guys so young, and they didn't panic.
They had every reason to buckle under the weight of playing that game in the fourth quarter, in overtime, in double overtime, right? They could have very easily folded under the pressure of, man, we're kind of giving them our best, and our best may not be good enough. Like, think about that for a second. There's a realization that sometimes happens in these series in sports. It happens in the Super Bowl, right? Our best isn't good enough to take down Seattle. Like, New England's like, they're too good.
Listen, I'm sure that there was a moment in that NFC title game where the Rams felt that.
And when you
where,
feel
like,
that,
you were having offensive possession after offensive possession, and then you get the big play on who is it, Tariq Woolen, who makes the play, and then you get the Puka Nacua touchdown. I'm sure Seattle comes out and scores right away, I believe, after that. And it just feels like that breaks you. And for the Spurs last night, very similar situation where you were up 7 the whole game, and I think it was J-Dub who hits that 3 that puts now them the Thunder up 1. And there's a lot of teams through the history of watching sports that break there.
of course, especially a team that's in a Western Conference Finals as a group for the first time.
100%.
They've never been there before. They're in Oklahoma City. They're in the building of the defending NBA champs who haven't lost a game yet, and they've thrown everything at them, and it apparently still isn't good enough, and they didn't fold. That was very impressive. Two other takeaways. Apologies to Cleveland and New York. You're not winning the title.
Okay, so here's my thought.
Unless this goes 7 and we play double overtime in every game, and the team that wins, they're limping into the finals while the Knicks sweep on the other side.
So you can get the Knicks right now at like plus 500. You can get the Cavs at plus 2,000.
I mean, it's not a bad hedge.
It just like, and my only thought process is the Thunder came into the finals last year, and I thought they would sweep that series. Like, I thought they were going to run away with it on Indiana. Indiana took them to 7, and we're maybe a torn Achilles away from winning the title.
Fair, yeah, absolutely.
And so, I don't know. Anything can happen.
Yes.
And if one of these guys gets a little banged up and this series goes 7, but I agree with you. I mean, these teams are far better.
I mean, you just watched that last night, and here's what I thought. How is Jalen Brunson scoring against either of these teams? Like, if it's Spurs Knicks, how is Jalen Brunson scoring against the suffocating defense of the Spurs?
Yeah.
Like, if it's Cleveland, James Harden is
going to have to be lights out from beyond
It's just
the
going
arc.
to turn the ball over in a big spot, and it's going to be game over, right? Like, I just don't trust them.
Yeah, you certainly don't trust Cleveland. And you just
and again,
you
no
don't know,
apologies.
you don't know how
Both of those teams are
Cat's
good.
going to hold up down there.
Both of those teams are really good, but I'm sorry. These two teams are playing a different sport. The other thing I thought of, the Suns just stay the status quo. Just stay the course.
Yes.
Stay the course, because you're not that. I know we said this earlier in the postseason, but seeing it in the Western Conference Finals, you're like light years away from that. And that's okay.
Yep.
But you're just not that. There's two teams that are that, and it's the two teams that played last night.
It is so funny. It's like, they won that game. I thought the Spurs played, not even want to call it their best game, because obviously you're missing De'Aaron Fox. But that veteran De'Aaron Fox at times they missed. From a guard perspective,
down, right?
Castle turned the ball over 11 times last night.
And this is why, to tie it back into the Suns, when they made their run to the finals, it's why Chris Paul was so important for them, because they needed somebody that when the pressure got heavy, when it got loud, when the stage got bright, when the lights, shined a little brighter, you needed somebody who could calm everybody down in that moment and say, relax, you're just playing basketball. We just got to execute the way we know how. And that's what Chris Paul did for the Suns. That's what De'Aaron Fox does for the Spurs. And so without that, yeah, you're relying on, 20, 21, 22-year-olds who've never been in this stage before. They're going up against the defending champs. They've got to find an answer.
And not saying they weren't great. I just you could see at times. And I felt like they did this in the Minnesota series too. And it wasn't as big as a problem. But give you an example, in that game 6, they go up into the half up 13. That could have been 20. And they had kind of had some stupid turnovers towards the end of the first half. that didn't allow them to extend the lead. And I felt like they made some of those mistakes last night. And so just having De'Aaron Fox back, in game 2 or whenever it is going to be another layer for that team.
So Code is giving the Spurs a ton of credit and calling them an excellent organization. And I agree. They are an excellent organization. Both of these organizations are very, very good. Like, they are excellent at what they do. They built these teams the right way. The only thing I will say, we can call a spade a spade. Spurs got lucky a couple of times in the lottery.
Yeah.
They were not supposed to win the Wemby lottery.
No.
And they did. And they have a generational player. Again, that's fine. That luck has to break your way sometimes. But, he talked about, they finished at the bottom of the Western Conference 3 years in a row, and they turned it into 3 good players, and they drafted well. Yes, but there's a world
One
where...
of them, I'm sorry, Victor Wembanyama was going 1. Could have been the Wizards.
If they don't get Wemby, are we having this conversation in 2026?
I think the Spurs are a playoff
They're
team.
a good team, but are they this?
No.
Exactly. So some luck has to break their way as well, but you got to create your own luck sometimes.
Yeah, the 3 of them and Luke Cornett would be a formidable squad.
Exactly. So some luck has to break your way. I can't wait for game 2.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it should be a fun series.
480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, he's holding out. Should the Cardinals even give him a new contract? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
As the Spurs surprised the Thunder in double overtime, 122-115, as Wemby goes for 41 points. OKC allowed San Antonio to steal this one because you don't have De'Aaron Fox. And I was curious if I was going to match the San Antonio Spurs with the national champion Michigan Wolverines. The average age of the Spurs starting lineup is 22 years, 246 days. The average age of Michigan, 21 and a half years of age.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
You want to know why you should call the accident attorneys at Sweet James if you were in a crash? Check this out. A Sweet James client was riding his motorcycle on the freeway. A car crossed into his lane and knocked him off his bike. His accident left him with fractures and spinal injuries, needing multiple surgeries. He called Sweet James. Here's what happened next. The attorneys at Sweet James stepped in, fought back, and delivered a win of $2.25 million. They can't guarantee the outcome. Results vary, but experience matters. If you're hurt in a wreck, call the accident attorneys at Sweet James for a free case review at 800-9-million. 800-900-0000 and sweetjames.com. Pay nothing until they win.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union series.
Megan's grandfather bought his first Ranger here. Her dad bought his first F-150 here. And she just drove off the lot in a new Ford Expedition for her family. 3 generations, all choosing Sanderson Ford. Visit Sanderson during their anniversary sale and see why. Right now, purchase any new Ford and get a $500 Circle K fuel card on Sanderson. We have your first 5 tanks covered. When you're in the market for a new vehicle, choose the dealership families have been trusting for over 70 years. Choose Sanderson Ford. Not valid on fleet or AXZ or D-Plan purchases. Offer expires 5/31/26.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
2 Jeeps, $50,000. 2 big nights. Only at Casino Arizona this June and July.
Earn entry starting June 1st, then join us on Wednesday, June 24th and July 29th for the grand prize drawings. You could drive away in one of 2 Jeep Wranglers or win your share of up to $50,000 cash. Don't miss your chance to win big. Details at CasinoArizona.com. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
You know, producer Evan, I was kind of surprised at something yesterday. I was surprised at the uproar that I saw on social media to the clip of Jeremiah Love returning kicks at the start of OTAs. You were, I don't even know what word I should use to describe. Inconsolable, maybe. You just put your head in your hands.
Both feet on the ground, stand by what I said.
You were troubled.
It would be the dumbest thing this organization has ever done.
Okay, hold on. You were troubled by yesterday. Fair?
Yes.
You were not alone. A lot of other people troubled.
Yes.
By what they saw yesterday.
I'll tell you what I'm not.
The alignment. All right, hold on. Just give me a second. Let me get through it, and we'll see if you feel the same way. Because I think this says more about you and more about everybody else than it does about the Cardinals. Because by feeling the way that you feel, you know what this tells me? You do not trust LaFleur. You don't trust him. Because if you think Mike LaFleur stupid enough to draft a running back number 3 overall and then to use him as the kick returner, where he could potentially get seriously hurt when he's going to be the focal point, the centerpiece of the offense, you don't trust him.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
Was it...
Because this did not bother me yesterday.
When Jamison Williams' first 2 plays back in the NFL were as a punt gunner and a kick returner, was that or was that not stupid?
So, but hold on a second. I will concede to you that was probably not the greatest decision the Lions ever made.
Do you trust Dan Campbell?
But hold on. Where did they draft Jamison Williams? There is a difference here. There is a difference.
Yeah, I think it makes it better.
They drafted him outside of the top 10, which means the role is not set in stone, right? Top 5, blue chip prospect. You know where he's playing. You know what he's doing.
Correct.
He's polished. Outside the top 10, you're betting on some traits a little bit. They've got a good floor. They've got a high ceiling.
I agree. Which makes it worse for the Cardinals.
But it's the first day of OTAs.
Yeah, maybe it's just a thing. I'm just telling you this. If he returns the opening kickoff of the season
this is where I was gonna
this
go.
year, it's over.
So you're willing to say right now, take a note on a Tuesday. If Jeremiah Love returns the opening kickoff, you're done. You're done with Monty. You're done with LaFleur. You're out. You're out on the coach 1 snap into his head coaching tenure.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you already made the wrong move in drafting a running back 3rd. So now you're going to say, when you draft him 3rd, you need to give him volume. What is the one knock on Saquon and Christian McCaffrey?
They get hurt.
They get hurt. You know why? Because they get a lot of volume. Do you know what neither of them have ever done?
Return kicks.
Return kicks or punts. Why? Because it's more volume they don't need.
I wholeheartedly agree with why you feel the way that you do. I'm just surprised people were in uproar for something that happened in passing on the first day of OTAs. To me, it says that you don't trust Mike LaFleur yet, which I think is fair because he's been here
it's
for
his
5
day
minutes.
one of being a head coach.
Right, he's been here for 5 seconds. So I understand, but we got to embrace the new coach a little bit. We got to give him
I agree, but
space.
who knows if this is coming down from organizationally, which it might be. This might be Monty. Like, I need a big play to save my job. Let's return the opening kickoff.
LaFleur, I think, wanted to see what this looks like. And I'm okay with that. Now, don't do it in a game because I think, to your point, he's going to get a ton of volume as it is. You don't want to put him in harm's way to get hurt because if he gets hurt returning a kick, oh, my goodness, the phone calls we would get.
If he gets hurt returning a kick,
the comments that I'm going to get from Brian,
I would be calling for his job. I'd be calling for LaFleur's job.
I don't think you have anything to worry about. But I'm surprised.
When's the last time? You know what? Let's do the thing.
All right, we're not going to get to anything I wanted to get to here, but that's fine.
Who returns kicks for Seattle?
Who returns kicks for Seattle?
Yeah.
You're talking this year or in general?
They won the Super Bowl. Who's returning kicks?
I don't know off the top of my head.
It's Raheed Shaheed.
I was going to say I have the memory of a goldfish.
But, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't play a real role in the offense. They kind of got him as a kick returner.
Right, they got him for that purpose. Because he could be
because that's what he does.
A dynamic field flipper for you. Yeah.
Any of the other good teams have good kick return, have a big name kick returner.
If the first preseason game rolls around and they're still hung up on this idea and he's returning kicks in a preseason game, fair to lose your mind. The first day of OTAs, I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit and be more reserved. We need to be more stoic. And we just need to sit back and let the whole process play out.
Okay.
I didn't love it. I didn't love seeing it.
I just hate even seeing the look. I didn't even want them to think about it. To me, he could return a kick in shorts yesterday, and they'll be like, you see how that looked? You see how that looked? If he returns a kick this year that isn't in a situation where, like, they have to return the kick to win the game,
or it's
or
in the
to
middle
flip
of the
the
game,
field late in the game, like
everybody's hurt and they're just down to him back there.
Unless it's that situation, he should never be returning kicks.
Listen, I agree with you. I think it would be a bad use of him as a player because I just think you're putting him at an unnecessary risk. Now it's different with the new kickoff rules, I guess. But that's not
different.
They should not be using the number 3 overall pick to return kicks. That should not happen. So I'm going to have to get to my Jacoby Brissett thing later on. I don't have more Cardinals on the schedule. So something's getting kicked today from the program.
Because this is, and I mean this would be the dumbest thing this organization's ever done. If he returns kicks this year.
I agree with you that I think it would be a bad decision. I'm just going to give them the whole OTAs and training camp to figure out that it's not a good idea. I'm not going to lose my mind on day one. I think it says you don't trust the coach. I trust the coach. I think he'll get to the right answer. Now, if he doesn't, now we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, Zach Gallen, he cleared the bar last night. It was a low bar, but he cleared it. That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
ASU baseball begins their run in the Big 12 baseball tournament presented by Allstate right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils this Thursday night as they take on Cincinnati. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live from Surprise Stadium in Surprise. It's ASU versus Cincinnati this Thursday night. Pregame at 7:45 p.m. and first pitch at 8 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUSNC.com and the KDUS app.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
John Mellencamp. Dancing Words Tour, the greatest hits. August 9th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. John Mellencamp, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
When I scraped my car in that parking garage, I was worried that it could be a long process to take care of it. Like a landscaper's first day trimming a hedge maze.
I have definitely already been here. Now, was it left, right, or right, left? Well, maybe I'll cut a path out and find my way back later.
But it wasn't like that. I filed a claim in under 2 minutes on the Geico app, and they handled it from there. It was taken care of almost as quickly as it happened.
It feels good to get help quick. It feels good to Geico.
Come see us at Mark Mazda Scottsdale. Right now, you can receive 0% financing for up to 72 months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like the brand new 2026 Mazda CX-90 PHEV.
The name to remember? Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Six innings, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, a win, and a quality start last night for Zach Gallen. Let's give it up for Zach. Quality start last night against the San Francisco Giants. A nice bounce-back performance after he gave up 17 runs in his previous 3 outings. Lowered his ERA to 4.78 for the season, so he's now below a 5 ERA, and he cleared the very low bar that has been set for him. Because the bar right now for Zach Gallen is, can you just be competent? The bar right now for Zach Gallen is, can you not have a blow-up early on in the game so that I've got a chance to win? I've got a shot. Even if you give up 2 or 3 runs, I'm in a game. Can you avoid the 4-run, the 5-run, the 6-run inning that completely torpedoes my chances of winning a baseball game? Because everybody else in the rotation is doing that. Everybody else is going out there and at least giving the Diamondbacks a chance to win. In the case of Eduardo Rodriguez and Merrill Kelly, it's more than just a chance. At least lately for Merrill, the entire season for Erod. They're doing more than just giving you a chance. So that's the bar that now is set for Zach Gallen. We set the bar that low because his previous 3 outings were that bad. And he put together last night his first quality start since the beginning of April. Now, yesterday, we told you that 1 good start is not going to change our overall worry about Zach Gallen. And I'm here to tell you today that that remains unchanged for me. I did not see anything last night that shakes me from that point. I still need to see more from Zach. I need to see 3 or 4 starts like that in a row before I'm willing to say that he's a different pitcher than the guy that we just saw for the previous 3 starts. But against the Giants, we talked about this in the open, right? You're supposed to be able to dominate the Giants. Zach Gallen's supposed to be able to go out there, put together a quality start, give the Diamondbacks a chance to win. He did that. He did it. He cleared the bar. Again, this isn't the world record high jump at the Olympics. The bar's pretty low. It's just right above the mat where I think even I, an untrained professional, could jump over the bar. but he cleared the bar. And so now what you get to do is you get to move the bar up just a little bit. And you see how he handles that. And maybe you move the bar up a little bit. And this is going to be slow and steady. This isn't going to be, put the bar back up at the world record height. No. This is, we need to see slow, small movements in the right direction for Zach Gallen. Last night was at least a good start.
Yeah, it was a great start last night. You felt pretty good about it. And you just want him to go out there and give you a chance to win. And right now, and this is going to be sad to say, but you're looking at him almost as how you looked at Erod last year. Like every time Erod goes out there, can he give me a chance to win? I think anytime you feel like Zach gives you a chance to win at this current time, you're okay with that start. Like you have to look at him through a completely different lens than who he was, at the end of last year, but a few years ago, and just say anytime he gives me a chance to win the baseball game, I'm happy with what Zach gave me.
And, I will say what helped last night is they gave him a 4 spot in the bottom of the first.
Yeah. Before he touched the mound, it was 4-0.
Well, no, because he had to go.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry.
Overall, I understand your point of really before we got into the meat of the game, he was handed a 4-0 lead.
Yes.
So that's a great place to be as a starter, to know that the bats have your back a little bit. It allows you to be, I think, a little more aggressive, to attack hitters, to go after them. Because if you feel like bats don't have it, I got to try to keep us in the game. I can't allow even just one run to cross. You pitch a little tight, you make too many mistakes. And so to pitch a little more freely because your offense puts up 4 in the first, that helps as well.
100%.
And 100%. So the offense doing what it's done over the last couple of days helps the starting pitching out quite a bit, and it helped Zach Gallen last night. Again, lowered his ERA below 5 for the season. It was a quality start. Hadn't had one of those since the beginning of April. All good things last night for the Arizona Diamondbacks. All good things. And now they go at it again tonight. Ryan Nelson on the mound, and they just got to keep this thing moving. Stay hot. 6-3 in your last 9. Make it 7-3 in your last 10. Give yourself another series win tonight. Make it now 4-1 through the first 5 games of this 13-game stretch. I mean, that would be impressive.
It'd be very impressive.
Because
very impressive.
When we talked about this on Friday, we outlined how we thought this was very important for the team. So far, it feels like they feel that urgency as well.
Yes.
In the way that they're playing. They understand this is a serious chance to get back into this thing.
100%.
And if they miss this chance, there's not going to be a 13-game block like this at any other point on their schedule.
Not at all.
I mean, I haven't looked that far ahead in their schedule, but I don't think you're going to be able to find.
There won't be an area like this probably for the rest of their schedule. And I'll look through it right now, but I don't think you're going to see an opportunity like this for the rest of your foreseeable future.
Well, you're playing the bottom 2 teams in your league, right? You're playing the bottom 2 teams in the National League right now. So it's not often that a 13-game stretch is going to be all made up of games against those 2 teams in particular. There's going to be one good team in there at minimum. Sometimes it's 2, 3, 4 teams in that kind of stretch.
Marlins, Reds, Angels, Twins.
That's another decent little chunk of games.
Cardinals.
There. The Cardinals are playing better than people think, but I think they're going to fall back to earth here at some point.
That's in late June. Then you get in Cardinals, A's, Nationals, Pirates. That could be decent.
But see, in every one of those, there's one team that you go, they're pretty good. There's nothing like this where it's all bad teams, and it's really just 2 teams making up the 13 games. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. We got buy or sell to kick off hour number 2 when we come back. It's the lunch break. KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hi, everyone. Super Bowl champ Vernon Davis here from Legal Help Center. If you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, listen up, because we have legal professionals standing by right now to answer your questions for free. You can find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. The call is free, The consultation is free, and you can speak with a live agent right now. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident of any kind, call now to find out if you have a case and how much you could potentially get.
Thanks, Vernon. You heard it, folks. If you've been injured, call and find out how much you qualify for. Call 800-863-1010. That's 800-863-1010. 800-863-1010. Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states. Not available in California.
The O-Line Committee Podcast. 16 years of NFL trenches experience. Talking football every week.
What was something you had or most important to wear on game day? What block they put it on the horses before they race? He had to put it on with gloves. Like, I remember I'd walk by and, burn the eyes. I'd be like, what is that? He's like, I gotta ask, can't afford it. Rather, you just walk away.
The O-Line Committee Podcast with Jay, the Rhino, and Mackie on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Foreigner, celebrating 50 years.
You're as cold as ice.
5 decades of hit songs.
Feels like the first time.
Come alive on one stage.
It's urgent.
Foreigner. Sunday, October 18th, Talking Stick Resort. Tickets on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com. All the hits on one stage. Foreigner, celebrating 50 years, live.
Big fat news. Del yeah. Big Fat Tacos are back at Del Taco. Get these toasty flatbread tacos with seasoned beef, grilled chicken, or carne asada steak. Right now, grab 2 grilled chicken Big Fat Tacos for just $6 small. Need a little something extra? For a limited time, score Del's classic snack tacos with seasoned beef and fresh house grated cheddar for just 59 cents each. Only at Del Taco. Price and participation may vary.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at ChoosePrimavera.com. That's ChoosePrimavera.com.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Hour number 2 here at the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060. Streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. And we kick off hour number 2 with a little buy or sell. Now, producer Evan, this is going to be the hour that determines my week.
Why?
Because you know what starts in 15 minutes.
Oh, that starts in 15 minutes.
Well, technically 12 now. Yes.
Can I peel back the curtain and tell people?
Please.
Tottenham Hotspur needs to lose today.
Well, yeah, they need to lose because a win or a draw sends my Premier League squad relegated to the Championship, which is the second-tier division in England.
Yes, unfortunately, championships do not mean the same thing over there as they do here.
So, Tottenham's playing Chelsea. Chelsea wins.
Chelsea's good this year, right?
Chelsea's okay. Chelsea wins. We're still mathematically alive. We're still behind, but mathematically alive going into Sunday. And then Sunday, everybody plays at the same time.
Wow.
So it's going to
be
a
week 18 situation.
It's going to be 2 screens on Sunday watching both of these teams. So if I seem a little preoccupied this hour, it's because I have it on here to my right because I'm a little nervous because this could be the entire season for my West Ham United Hammers,
who need to get back to it.
Well, I mean they've got one game left, so who knows if it's going to matter? We'll know by the end of the day if it matters or not.
The D-backs will go to a 6-man rotation when Corbin Burns is back.
Any specific reason why you're bringing this up? Or you're just
who are you going to boot from the rotation?
I mean, it's probably the guy that pitched last night, right?
Yes, and he pitched well.
Do I think they're going to go to a 6-man rotation?
And I think it keeps Burns on a little bit extra rest.
That's why. That's why they'll do it. They'll go to a 6-man rotation because it will allow them to limit the workload on Corbin Burns' arm coming back from Tommy John surgery. It'll be their way of kind of managing this, right? Putting the governor on the golf cart, right? So
100%.
So it can only go 20, right? We can't get it up to 40, 45. My worry with that, though, is I know the starting pitching overall lately has been good. We're not that far removed from a stretch where they couldn't give you more than 4 innings.
Yes.
So do I?
We're not that far at all. 2 weeks.
Do I really want to now be one arm short in the bullpen? And oh, by the way, one of my arms already in the bullpen is a long man in Brandon Pfaadt. So I'm already kind of shorthanded down there.
So then who do you have?
We are going to have some of those tough conversations. I don't know yet.
Is it Ryan Nelson?
That's a future me problem right now.
The future me.
It's the future me problem. But I think they will try to go to a 6-man rotation, and they'll hope that they continue to get length from their starters, because that's the answer to all of this. If you go to a 6-man rotation and everyone's giving you 6 innings at least on the regular, you can manage that if you're Torrey. 9 outs every day from your bullpen. You can work through that with the arms that you have down there. But it's when you get 4 innings out of a guy, and then the next day they only give you a 5 1/3, and you're constantly getting double-digit outs from your bullpen. 12, 15.
That's when it becomes a serious. 11. That's when it becomes a serious problem.
That's when it's a problem, and that's where a 6-man rotation hurts you, because you're now down an arm and you're overworking the arms that you do have. And remember, it's not that long ago that we told you everybody's on pace to set career highs in appearances and innings pitched. Those numbers have
come down.
They have reversed back to a more respectable number at this point, but they're still going to be season and career highs for these guys.
Correct. Last night is more proof that the Suns should not push the envelope. Don't even need to finish it.
2 things can be true at the same time. The Suns are on the right path. And you watched that game last night and you thought to yourself, the Suns aren't close.
Correct.
Both of those things.
Just because you're taking a step forward doesn't mean that you're, 2 steps behind. You could be half a mile behind.
Right.
You are still moving forward.
Kind of a clunky analogy, but it's like you're running a marathon and the leaders are way out in front, and all of a sudden you found a little more pace and you're doing well. You're not doing that well. Like, there's still a long way to go, but we're running the race. But it's our race. We're not running that race.
You're in it. But you're in your own race. You're trying to beat a personal PR
right.
here.
Don't run their race. If you run their race, you'll lose. Right. Run your race. And I think the Suns should continue to run their race. We're going to talk about the Suns here coming up next. A report about them wanting to pick more than just 47th in the 2026 NBA draft.
Could be making a move.
We'll see what that looks like. We'll talk about that here in about 10 minutes.
You think that's also to save? We'll get into that, will we?
I think what they are trying to do there is a combination of bring in some new talent to this team and some high floor, high ceiling talent, while
without
also
spending the money
and also solving some of their financial issues.
Yeah. No, I think that's an interesting thing.
We'll talk about it here in a couple minutes.
Carson Beck will start every preseason game.
We'll get the one preseason game where Jacoby Brissett will get a series, right?
I don't know. I feel like that's just less common than ever. The difference is the Cardinals are in a very different situation than most, but if it becomes a full quarterback battle, then yes, that's true. But it has to get to that point.
Well, if you're Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, you don't need to play in the preseason because you know the offense.
Yes.
It's
a new coach.
I know Mike LaFleur says that Jacoby Brissett's been around this league a long time and that he knows what they're looking to do. You want to see him operate your system at least a little bit in preseason. So I think there will be a push to try to play him at some point. Even if it's just for a series, I think he'll play at some point in preseason.
Last night was the best night for the NHL and NBA playoffs in a very long time.
Oh, it was pretty good. Yeah, I'll buy this. I mean, you had an excellent Game 7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs that went to overtime. Gut-wrenching, though, for Buffalo. Gut-wrenching.
Especially when they dominated the third period and most of that overtime.
That's sometimes how the cookie crumbles. And then you had...
And it just felt like Montreal had nothing going on that rush and just kind of saw it develop very quickly. And
then you had Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, which had so much hype going into it, and then somehow exceeded its own hype by being a double overtime classic. So yeah, it was a pretty good night for both of those sports. I think they were pretty thrilled by what they had on the docket. I was flipping back and forth between everything last night.
Side note, obviously you were watching those two. Did you happen to watch a little AL West after dark?
Don't you think you can sneak JT Ginn past me? I thought you were going to save this for the leftovers, but we're here, so let me do this. The A's are a joke.
Well, hey.
An absolute joke. How do you lose that game? The moment he gives up a hit, you have to take him out.
They did.
No, JT Ginn stayed the game. He served up the walk-off hit, the walk-off home run.
Yeah, I loved it. I think they should have gone to Joe Kunal. He's my guy.
He goes 8 no-hit innings. It's 0-0 in the top of the ninth. The A's scratch across a run, so the no-hitter's actually in play. The first batter of the inning gets a single. It's a 1-0 game. The winning run is at the plate. The tying run is on base. JT Ginn had thrown over 100 pitches. And the A's just sat there and then watched Zach Neto hit a home run to the deepest part of the ballpark to walk it off. 2-1, the Angels win. So not only do you not get the no-hitter, you lose the game. And now you're leading the AL West, and you're below 500.
Still in first.
You're still in first, but you know what? I've got 2 drops for this. And you give it away. I don't like the play. I mean, we got to be better. A third drop that makes sense here. You're supposed to be better prepared. I mean, you got to know. He's thrown 100 pitches. He started the 9th inning at 99 pitches. You
have to throw him out there for the no-hitter try.
Of course. But you didn't have a conversation of, hey, if he gives up a hit here, what are we going to do? They didn't have anybody warming. You got to do something.
He was going to finish it. I respected that.
We went bust up.
That's what I respect about the A's is they stick to their guns. Bang, bang, bang.
That's what Zach Neto did to a ball over the fence. And you give it away.
You want to hear some... The A's are going to win that. The winner of that division is going to be less than 90 wins.
They're going to be the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. Or the Braves when they won the World Series and it took them like 86 games to win the division.
I just don't know how you don't have a plan ready to go.
No, you were woefully unprepared.
Or was the plan, JT Ginn's just going to throw the no-hitter? That was the plan?
I think that was a good plan. Wasn't like the single was hard hit.
Okay. But he's thrown 99 pitches before that point, okay? He gives up the hit. We got to win a baseball game here.
Correct.
It's 1-0. That's the tying run. He gave up a hit. We're done.
No, I get it. I get it.
He looked gassed.
Yeah, the velo came down a little. Let's see.
And then Langoliers went out there to talk to him, and I'm thinking, okay, they're killing time.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought they were buying time.
And then he just walked back to the plate, and then they just got ready to pitch.
Can I be honest with you? I still think he was out there buying time.
And they just couldn't get somebody ready in time? That's a disaster. That's like the umpires in the Mets-Nationals game that didn't know the rules and extras. The Nationals wanted to have a position player pitch because they gave up 10 runs in the 12th, and they were down like 12-6. And the umpires wouldn't let them do it. They had to call New York to find out what the rules were. We got to be... You're supposed to be better prepared. We got to be prepared. And then you lose the game. I wouldn't be this upset if you won the game, but you
So,
lost
like,
the
he
game.
didn't really lose velocity.
No, he didn't have it. After he gave up the hit, he didn't have it.
93.8 on the last sinker of the game.
And where did it go? Over the fence.
It went over the fence. Let's
Bang,
see.
bang, bang.
First sinker of the game, 94.1.
Oh, but it's not all about velocity. He had
it. He had it. Zach Neto, he's a good player. He hit a good pitch.
Just, I think a disaster to lose that game.
It's okay. They'll win tonight.
No, I'd actually take the Angels money line tonight. That's how.
Would you like to look at the pitching?
Sure. I have no idea what the probables are, but I will.
I
take
have
the
no
Angels
idea.
tonight.
The pitching matchup tonight. It'll be Reed Detmers,
okay,
who has been kind of solid this year, 1-4 with a 4.38, versus Jacob Lopez. By the way, have you happened to see? I know everybody says that the Sacramento ballpark is for hitters. Have you seen like the A's starting pitching splits at home and away?
They are probably Grand Canyon size.
Absurd. Most of these guys have like a 3-2 ERA on the road and a 7 at home. It's an awesome stadium.
But it's not very pitcher friendly.
No, not at all. Sorry, get back to buy or sell.
No, this is what buy or sell is.
Nolan Arenado will be an all-star. Oh, don't rain on my Nolan parade.
I mean, it's not because of statistics. He's been great. He's turning back the clock.
He is. It's been great.
But I just don't think he's going to be the NL representative at third base.
To give you what he's doing this year, he's got a 272 batting average, 347 on base percentage, an 810 OPS, a 126 OPS plus.
Max Muncy's been really good for the Dodgers. Trying to go through other third basemen in the National League who've been really good.
That's really it.
How's Bregman been doing in Chicago?
I want to say bad. We can look at it.
How's Austin Riley doing in
bad?
In
that one I
Atlanta.
know. He has been the only player that you would consider bad in Atlanta. All right, Bregman hitting 254 this year, 4 homers, a 340 on base percentage, a 699 OPS plus. Not nearly as good. Austin Riley, 215 average, 7 homers, a 281 on base percentage, a 657 OPS.
So by WRC plus among qualified batters,
I'm a huge nerd.
Nolan Arenado is the second best third baseman in the National League, behind Max Muncy, who I just mentioned. That's it. Nick Gonzalez is above average. Alex Bregman is a 101 WRC plus. Those are the only above average third basemen that are qualified.
All the third basemen are in the American League.
Well, and you just
Speaking of third baseman in the American League, Junior Caminero is a monster.
Pretty good. We talked about this. The Rays are a problem. They're back to being a problem. They took a couple years off from being a problem, and now they're back to being a problem.
And I think this was in the morning meetings.
Yes, and they're a problem because you don't know any of their pitchers, but they're doing that thing again where they just can pitch every night.
Every night they come, and then on a night where they give up 6, they score 16.
Yeah, they scored a ton last night, right? They're a problem. The Yankees have their work cut out for them in the AL East. The way they're playing right now.
Really do. I think that series is this weekend.
I mean, Chelsea just almost kicked the ball into their own net. What are we doing? Nobody around, and he almost kicks the ball into his own net. I can't do – this is 4 minutes into the game. I can't do 86 more minutes of this. My goodness. Can't wait for the World Cup, though. By the way, start doing your prep now because we're going to do a World Cup draft, and so we're going to be rooting for everybody. We're each going to have 5 teams we're rooting for. It's going to be –
I don't even know who's supposed to be, like, really good.
Well, that's why you got to do your prep.
Like, outside of the obvious, you know?
Well, I mean, if you draft well, you can get a couple of those obvious teams, and then you take some dart throws.
Some dart throws. What about Germany? Are they a good squad this year?
I would not. I don't think I would take them with one of my 5 picks.
Italy?
They're not in, so I would not take them.
Oh, that's right. I did know they were not in.
Yeah, so I would not. You can take them if you'd like. That feels like a waste of a
not participating
of a pick.
Isn't Canada solid?
They're okay. I wouldn't say they're good.
How's the U.S.?
Here you go. I'll give you the top 10. The top 10, according to the FIFA Coca-Cola rankings: France, Spain, Argentina, England, Portugal, Brazil, the Netherlands, Morocco, Belgium, Germany. The U.S. is 16th, by the way.
Okay, that's higher than I thought.
Italy is 12th, but, they're not participating.
I don't understand how they're not participating. They lost in a play-in?
Correct. They lost in a playoff to Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, that can't happen.
They lost on penalties.
Where is Bosnia?
Bosnia is ranked 65th.
Yeah.
Just can't happen.
Yeah, that can't happen. That's all I got for you, by the way.
Okay, there you go. We're getting ready for the World Cup here on the program. And there will be. We're diving directly into the World Cup. Just so everybody knows. Get ready. Lots of World Cup here on the program. Mainly because we're going to be, watching the games while we are on the air, because there will be some games, and we'll have a rooting interest in some of these. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also join us to KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, is a trade for a first-round pick on the table for the Phoenix Suns? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Drivers, start your engine!
The NTT IndyCar Series is back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500.
White flag is in the hands of Aaron Lycan. Alex Below sweeps underneath that white flag and darts his way into turn number 1. Erickson, though, charging into the shorts.
Now, stay tuned for the greatest spectacle in racing. Live Sunday, May 24th.
Starting at 8 a.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS app.
Car wreck, truck accident, motorcycle crash? Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys will fight ferociously to recover every dollar you deserve. Insurance companies fear the bear. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Weezer, The Gathering, live in Phoenix. Playing at Mortgage Matchup Center October 20th with special guests, The Shins and Silver Sun Pickups. Get tickets now at livenation.com. 3 incredible bands for one night only. Weezer, The Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups. For more, visit Weezer.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond, because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
There are 6 things that must be exactly perfect for your air conditioner to use less energy and last longer. If even one isn't perfect, your system works harder and wears out quicker. For just $129, Gallen will give your system a rejuvenation. We'll test and adjust all 6 things and clean the outdoor coils the right way, not the easy way. Those coils get hot, so that plaque is baked on. A garden hose just won't do it. No one knows air conditioners like Gallen. GOETTL will keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
Try the turkey, bacon, and avocado at Port of Subs. Fresh, craveable, and loaded with flavor. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander may have entered the Western Conference Finals with another MVP trophy. But by the end of last night's Game 1,
Victor Wembanyama made sure we all second-guessed that league's decision because what Wemby is doing right now barely feels normal. San Antonio won a game it honestly had no business surviving. The Spurs lost the turnover battle, got outplayed from three-point range, in transition. They somehow overcame a 31-point night from Alex Caruso, and they did it without De'Aaron Fox. Teams usually don't survive that combination in a conference finals game, but not many teams have somebody. In fact, nobody has somebody like Wembanyama. 41 and 24, hit a Steph Curry-like three and completely altered OKC's offense defensively. That's what separates great players from true superstars. Victor Wembanyama made a statement last night on where this league is headed next. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent. Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it really easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and the best selection of Yokohama tires. Go to TireRack.com/Dan, see their Yokohama test results, tire ratings, and reviews, and be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
The Dan Patrick Show.
As the Spurs surprised the Thunder in double overtime, 122-115, as Wemby goes for 41 points. OKC allowed San Antonio to steal this one because you don't have De'Aaron Fox. And I was curious if I was going to match the San Antonio Spurs with the national champion Michigan Wolverines. The average age of the Spurs starting lineup is 22 years, 246 days. The average age of Michigan, 21 and a half years of age.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m.
As it stands right now, the first pick the Suns will make in the 2026 NBA draft will be in the second round. The pick number 47, to be exact. But if they get their way, reportedly, it will not be the first pick that they make in the 2026 NBA draft. Because Kevin O'Connor, who covers the NBA for Yahoo Sports, put out last night his latest 2-round mock draft. And it's not the player that he projects or mocks to the Suns that's the important part here. It's the little blurb. Because for every player, there's a team fit, but this is the first sentence under the team fit for the Phoenix Suns. Quote, league sources say the Suns will explore trading into the first round in June's draft. For now, this is their first selection, end quote. Well, that's interesting. Instead of talking about the player that you've mocked to them, and he does go on to do that, he starts with, yeah, I'm kind of hearing that they want to pick in the first round. Well, I think a logical follow-up question is how are they going to do that? Because 47 is too far back to trade up from, to be in the back part of the first round, right? That's 15-plus spots you got to move up. That doesn't feel very likely. So it's going to have to be an acquisition of a first-round pick in another way. Are they going to get a first-round pick for Grayson Allen and or Royce O'Neal? Are they going to do a sign-and-trade of Mark Williams and pick up a first-round pick? Because those are really the only pathways I can see right now that they end up with a first-round pick, and I don't know how likely those scenarios are. I don't know what the market value is going to be for Grayson Allen. He's a great player when he's on the floor, but as we saw this year, a bunch of injuries keeping him out for the Suns. The same can be said for Mark Williams on a sign and trade, right? He didn't play in the postseason. He got hurt towards the end of the regular season. What does a team do with that injury profile?
What can you do?
Is Royce O'Neal really worth a first-round pick at this stage of his career? It doesn't feel like it. But it's really those three levers that I think could potentially lead to a first-round pick. They're not trading Devin Booker. We know that. That would get them a first-round pick. I think Jalen Green would get a first-round pick, but I don't think they're going to trade him.
I don't either.
So what other ways are there? Like, this is like saying, I would like $1 million. Not a lot of pathways to get $1 million. I can win the lottery. I could win the World Series of Poker main event. That's worth multiple millions of dollars. Somebody could walk up to me on the side of the street and just hand me a duffel bag of cash that's got $1 million in it, potentially.
That would be nice.
That'd be great. Although I would have to make sure everything's on the up and up. Random strangers don't usually just walk up to me and hand me duffel bags of cash, but okay, we're living in this fantasy world. But none of those are very likely, right?
Not at all.
So how likely is it that they get a first-round pick? I'd love for them to get a first-round pick because I think this would solve a problem for them. It's a way to improve their team. It's a way to get another young piece to build around this core that you're starting to put together. If you got a first-round pick for trading 1, 2, or all 3 of these guys, that's your way of staying under the luxury tax. And you can somehow, some way, check a lot of boxes this offseason. But I just don't know how likely it is. What's the market going to be for Grayson Allen? What's the market going to be for a sign and trade for Mark Williams? And again, that's assuming they want to do a sign and trade with Mark Williams. So they can want a first-round pick. I'll read the verbiage again. That they'll explore trading into the first round. They can explore all they want. There has to be a reality. There has to be an actual tangible opportunity to get a first-round pick. And I'm just not sure one exists right now, unless I'm going to be shocked by what they get for Grayson Allen.
Yeah, I think that would be the only way that this makes sense. Is you would have to be shocked in the return they would get from Grayson Allen. You would need a team to either be desperate enough for a player like Grayson Allen or to think the world of him.
Or maybe you trade Grayson for a couple of 2s and then you package all your 2s and you move up into the first round.
To try and get a 1.
But now, I mean, think about how complicated that is. I got to do this trade and then
it's multiple deals.
I got to do another trade.
Yeah, it's multiple deals. When you have all those 2s from the Kevin Durant trade.
But that's complicated. You got to have a team that values all of those commodities. And if we're being honest, where do you want to get to in the first round? Because is there a difference between picking 28th and 47th?
Can I ask another question too? Don't those picks feel more valuable to the Suns, who, let's say, over the last few years have been more efficient than ever?
Give me the breaking news sounder. I'm just kidding.
There it is.
You don't have to do it, but there's a goal for Chelsea. No, you didn't need to do it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail the show. I'm sorry, but
Chelsea.
I gave you a little fist pump because we got the goal that we needed. So now we just got to hold this for the next 72 minutes. We can just get some more, but for the moment,
it's early.
It's early, very early.
It's very early.
But you see how when we're talking through this, it just gets rather complicated.
Yeah, it is. It's a complicated thing.
And so 1 out of 10 scale, I put the likelihood of this at a 3 right now.
I think that's fair.
Unless I'm presented with new information about a market for Grayson Allen, a market for Royce O'Neal, a market for Mark Williams that leans me in a direction that they can get a first-round pick.
That I feel like either doesn't exist right now or isn't, or I'm off base in what I think they're worth.
Right. I don't think they're worth first-round picks right now.
Correct.
Maybe Mark Williams. Maybe. But I just don't know if a team is going to give up a first for that injury profile. That's the worry that I have.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, we were supposed to talk about it in hour number 1 of the program. We'll talk about it now. He is still a holdout at OTAs. Should the Cardinals even give him an extension? That's next to lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Just call Sweet James. At 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James. Your accident attorneys.
Hurt in a crash? Call the attorney at Sweet James. 800-9-million and sweetjames.com.
A night you don't want to miss. Avenged Sevenfold. Good Charlotte. North America Tour 2026. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. August 27th. Avenged Sevenfold. Good Charlotte. An epic night of music. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Don't miss Avenged Sevenfold and Good Charlotte, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
When you hear crunch, whine, boing, Alaskan AC will arrive to fix it in less than 24 hours from the first crunch, whine, boing. No matter what kind of crunch, whine, or boing your AC is making, we fix it on your schedule.
That's huge. We guarantee to be there in 24 hours or less, or the repair is free.
We not only get there fast, we Polar Bear promise we'll get the job done right. We believe you deserve fresh air free of humidity in every room of your home, and you should never hear crunch, whine, boing. If you do, call Alaskan AC, and we guarantee we'll be there in under 24 hours. If we don't make it, your repair will be free.
No matter how big the crunch,
boing, or whine.
Wait, I thought I was whine.
You're crunch. I'm crunch. You're boing. I don't think I'm boing. Gary is more of a boing than me.
William is crunch.
Schedule now and tell us who boing is. Only at AlaskanAC.com.
AAA membership travels with you in any car, whether driver or passenger. It's 24/7 expert help with towing, battery, and branch services across the valley. Join AAA for less than $6 a month and add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today.
ASU baseball begins their run in the Big 12 baseball tournament presented by Allstate right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils this Thursday night as they take on Cincinnati. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live from Surprise Stadium in Surprise. It's ASU versus Cincinnati this Thursday night. Pregame at 7:45 p.m. and first pitch at 8 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUSNC.com and the KDUS app.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Hey, download the free KDUS AM 1060 app. Listen for your chance to win 4 tickets to the Diamondbacks when they take on the Rockies Saturday, May 23rd at Chase Field. We've got your chance to win tickets for listening on the KDUS AM 1060 app. You just got to listen for at least 1 hour. You'll be entered in to win. We were supposed to get to this in hour number 1, but we decided to take a little bit of a left turn and talk about the discourse about Jeremiah Love returning kicks at OTAs yesterday. But I originally wanted to talk about Jacoby Brissett and his current holdout, which is entering, I guess technically today is day 2, as the Cardinals are undergoing OTAs, and he has said it's going to be a no-show for all the voluntary portions of the offseason, and so you would assume the next time we see him is when training camp rolls around, and the reason for the holdout is because he wants an extension, he wants a raise, he wants to be paid like a starting quarterback in the NFL, and so far the Cardinals have been unable to bridge that gap. And the reason why I bring this up, and producer Evan, I don't know if you felt this yesterday, but Michael LaFleur sounded a little different yesterday talking about Jacoby Brissett than he did in the past. Because he was asked about the ongoing negotiations with Jacoby Brissett, and he said, quote, same as where we were a few weeks ago, end quote. And then he was asked if he's had contact with Brissett about installing the offense, getting ready to go. LaFleur said, quote, we've had contact. I'll keep it at that, end quote. Now, Josh Weinfuss said that LaFleur didn't sound too worried because, Brissett's been around a while. He's done everything from a schematics perspective. It's probably just different words. But that there wasn't an overly worried atmosphere around it at OTAs yesterday. So this holdout is over a contract. And it's over an extension that Jacoby Brissett wants, as he's on the final year of his deals, not making a ton of money. I think it can max out at around $9 million this season for Jacoby. And so he wants to be paid more, probably in the Kirk Cousins department, $20 million a season. And so far, the Cardinals have not been able to get to a place on a deal that makes sense for both sides. And I just wonder if there's part of them that doesn't want to do an extension. I wonder if there's part of them that looks at this and goes, I don't think we want Jacoby Brissett here as our quarterback next year. We drafted Carson Beck. He's probably going to start a decent amount of games for us. There's a world where at worst, he's our backup next season. At best, he's a actual candidate to be our starter. He can be our bridge guy next year. And so I don't want to spend $20 million on a quarterback that I'm not necessarily sure fits into my 2027 plans. A quarterback that up until this point has one win as an Arizona Cardinal. Went 1-11 last year. Is 2-15 in his last 17 starts. I'm not sure that's a quarterback I want to give a long-term extension to. Now, maybe they give him a raise for this year, but if Jacoby is holding out under the idea of, I want another year tacked onto this deal, I wonder if that's a non-negotiable for the Cardinals. I wonder if that's a no-go zone for them.
Yeah, I'm certainly willing to give him a raise, and I said this kind of when they first made the move. I'm certainly willing to give him a raise. I am not willing to add another year. It doesn't make sense for me. And I would tell him that. Yeah, we wanted you to be our starter this year, but we're very willing for you to move on. If you would like to go somewhere else and be a 2-year starter, be a 3-year starter, it won't be here in Arizona.
Also, there's just nothing that he's done.
What has he done to... Here's what this meeting looks like. I'm sorry. It's not that hard.
Oh, do you want to role play it?
Yeah.
Who do you want to be?
I would like to be the Cardinals front office.
You want me to be Jacoby Brissett?
Yes.
Yes. Hello. I am your starting quarterback. You have told me that I am quarterback one for this team. You're not paying me like a QB1. You're paying me $9 million at best. So I would like a deal that reflects that. And I would like an extension because I want that security in the future because I think I'm the right guy for the job. I think I can be the starter of the future for this team.
Jacoby, how about we give you $9 million for every win you get? Oh, you're at 1. You get 9. Thanks. Talk to you later. And if you want to get into next year, I'm sorry, we're not willing to make that commitment. I'll be generous. I'll bump you to 12 this year. I'll get you to double digits. But I want that raise just this year. I can't extend you into next year. It doesn't make sense for our organization and where we're at. If you would like us to look around the league and tell you a team that we can get you a start on, we would be more than happy to oblige and trade you. But we can get you to 12. We're not going to do much more for you. Thanks, Jacoby.
I mean, if I'm Monty,
what do you owe him?
Right, and if I'm Monty, why am I gonna give an extension? Why am I gonna give a raise to a guy that went 1-11 last year?
Yeah.
Like if you gave him an extension right now, that was if you ripped up his current deal and you gave him a brand new 2-year $40 million deal and you made, let's call 27 of it guaranteed. So his salary this year and then $7 million of next year's salary is guaranteed, right? So you don't guarantee all of it, but you guarantee some of it. And so he makes triple the amount of money that he was going to make this year on the deal. And if you cut him at the end of this year, again, you're only out the $27 million. Don't you look kind of foolish for giving that deal to somebody who was 1-11 last year for you? Like, you just don't look like a competent general manager.
No, I don't know. He would come into my office if I was the general manager. I would legit laugh in his face.
Like John over on the YouTube says, if he starts this year and wins 6 games, maybe then extend, but still. And I don't think this is what John is saying, but how about this? Can we put him on the Torey Lovello plan? If you win me some games over the first 2 months of the season, maybe I'll give you a 1-year extension.
He's 1-11, and there's a serious conversation about Carson Beck playing. Everybody in town wants Carson Beck to play.
Yeah, I don't think I would be in a rush to give him an extension. And if the
in a rush, I don't know. He could go. I mean, unless he wins 10 games this year, I don't know if I'm giving him this.
And if the counter is you're letting Jacoby Brissett hold you hostage, am I? Is he really holding this team hostage right now?
We'll just play with Carson Beck.
Like, are the Cardinals desperate for Jacoby Brissett to start
We're not trying to
win
now. They're not trying to win now. If you were in that front office, I would look at this and I would laugh at him.
Now, usually I'm very pro player and I'm on the player side. And do I think Jacoby Brissett, if he's going to be the starter, deserves a raise? I do. And I think a raise makes sense, but an extension
makes no
sense. Where it
sense.
becomes a problem. And maybe you can pull some funny math here and do exactly what I said, right? A 2-year, $40 million extension. So on paper, it looks like Jacoby Brissett is your starter for next season. But it's, fully guaranteed money for this year. You get him up to, $18, $20 million. You guarantee some of his money next year, but you can walk away from the rest of it and you play him out this year and then you walk away from the deal. But if you don't want to do it, I honestly
just
don't blame you.
do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you for not wanting to do it. He was 1-11 last year as your starter.
If you don't, and that's the other thing too, if you don't want to do it and Jacoby wants to hold out, let him hold out.
Right. I
don't understand. It's not, if he wants to hold out, let him. I don't get it. He went 1-11. He would be a backup on 27 teams.
Yeah, I find myself in this weird spot of I think him getting a raise makes sense if he's going to be the starter.
I'll trade him to Atlanta for cash.
Well, they've already got a quarterback problem going over there because they got Tua and Michael Penix. So
yeah, but they wanted a righty in the room.
What is this? A baseball bullpen? We need a guy to get the righties out.
Did you say we needed a lefty?
We need a lefty. We got 2 of them. We're good. We're good on the left side of the platoon. It's the right side of the platoon for Kevin Stefanski that's a bit of a problem.
They wanted a righty just to give him a different look.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand Jacoby's side. I also understand if the Cardinals want to play hardball here. I legitimately get it from both sides.
I don't understand Jacoby's side. I don't understand.
Well, if you're a quarterback, right, and you're telling me I'm the starter, then pay me like one. Now, again, he doesn't have the greatest leg to stand on. He went 1-11 last year as a starter.
I just he has nowhere to stand, and it's not like he's doing this for an organization that's ready to win now and is taking a chance on Jacoby.
I mean, he's better than 1-11.
He is, but this isn't Darnold in Minnesota.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Where you have a win now roster and you're taking a chance on a quarterback. This is not a win now roster. This is not a team that's ready to win that has Jacoby to be the bridge guy to get them to the next guy.
Well, and I think this conversation that we're having is the reason why there's been a holdup. Because I think both sides are kind of entrenched into their positions right now.
I'm serious. If I was in the front office, I would laugh at him.
Right, and Code says that Jacoby's side is, you told me I'm QB1. You got to pay me like it then. If I'm your starting QB, you got to pay me like it.
Okay.
And that's where the Cardinals made a mistake.
And then I would just say, okay, then We were telling you you're QB1 because we wanted you to be the quarterback of this team. If you want more money, then you can't be our quarterback one.
Look, a raise, sure, I can get to a raise. An extension, I can't get to, and I understand if the Cardinals want to play hardball because I think they look foolish if they give him a raise with a ton of guaranteed money. I just think they look really, really foolish.
Makes no sense.
480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've got one more before we hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today. We call them the leftovers, and we'll get to them next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band.
You know your man is working hard.
Saturday, August 22nd, 8 p.m. The Salt River Grand Ballroom at Talking Stick Resort. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to americafirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Get ready for summer with exciting styles and savings during the Living Spaces Memorial Day event. Upgrade your home from the inside out and discover light and breezy designs for your living room, inviting sets for your dining room, and dream options for your bedroom. Plus, make your backyard a vacation with our outdoor collection. Get special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit and enjoy free shipping as soon as next day. Shop the Memorial Day event and save only at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
Drivers, start your engine.
The NPT IndyCar Series is back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500.
White flag is in the hands of Aaron Lycan. Alex Below sweeps underneath that white flag and darts his way into turn number 1. Erickson, though, charging into the shorts.
Now, stay tuned for the greatest spectacle in racing. Live Sunday, May 24th.
Starting at 8 a.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS app.
Back here on the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060, wrapping things up here on a Tuesday. Chris Schubert, producer Evan. Jim Rome's coming up at the top of the hour. We've got all the stories we didn't get to here today on the show. We call them the leftovers. What do we got today, producer Evan?
I got some fun baseball stories before I get you into the start of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. Well, I guess I'll start with a fun one and then two not so fun ones, I would say. So Jazz Chisholm has really been struggling recently. So did you see what he did?
Are you going to tell me that he's been wearing Giancarlo Stanton's pants?
Yes.
Yeah, because I saw that all weekend when they played the Mets.
Yes. So he's been wearing them for like 4 days now. They're massive on him.
Well,
and he tucks them into
Stan's a big guy, so
his socks and like right below his knee, and he looks like a 1920s baseball player.
Hit a big home run last night off of the
Huge
foul
home
pole.
run off the pole at Yankee Stadium. What a great game that was last night.
Yeah, they have the Blue Jays in town for a little
Yes.
AL East
That's
rivalry.
a huge series.
For
The
both
Jays
teams.
have been struggling a little.
Jays have been struggling. Yankees have been struggling. Starting before last night, 2-7 in their last 9.
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't been great over the last week or so. Twins brought back Royce Lewis from injury. It's been a struggle, and now he is being sent down.
When you started that, you said they brought Royce Lewis back, and I was thinking, no, they did not. They sent him down today. But
they brought him back from injury.
I see
He
what you did there,
struggled,
yes.
and now they're sending him down.
Yeah, former number 1 overall pick. That's just not working out for him right now.
And he's had times of just like where you see it.
Right,
where you see it. He goes on runs where you see it, and injuries have just been a huge concern throughout his career.
mean, does that sound familiar? It sounds like their center fielder.
Yeah.
Sounds like Byron Buxton.
No, 100%.
It's the same thing. They've drafted 2 players like that at the top.
Yeah. Buxton finally getting healthy for a full year.
Helping my fantasy team out.
Yeah,
he's missed the last couple of days.
But he's been unbelievable.
But he's been really good to start the year.
Really, really good.
He's been good the last 2 years. If you look at him,
I think that he wanted to stay a Twin and then realized they traded everybody and was like, oh, I don't want to be here.
If you compare his numbers to some of the other huge names in the sport since like the beginning of last year, you'd be surprised how high up on the list Byron Buxton is like in home runs and stuff.
He's unbelievable.
He's
He just plays in
unbelievable.
Minnesota. And it becomes tough. That stadium also, I have no idea how it ranks out metrically for hitters. It feels like it's impossible to hit a home run.
Well, right field and right center field, the walls are really high up.
Feel
right?
impossible.
Yeah, it feels because you have to hit it into the flower beds up there.
And they have that little overhang.
Where the flower beds are.
Yeah.
You got to hit it there to try to hit a home run, basically.
It's fun. It looks nice. Have you ever been?
I have not been to Target Field, no.
Neither have I. Braves send their catcher Drake Baldwin to the IL. He has an oblique injury.
Also, did you see what the Braves also did today?
No.
They DFA'd a pitcher and they sent a pitcher down that both pitched last night. Could you do me a favor? Could you bring up the box score for Braves Marlins last night? And it's going to be very clear to you which 2 pitchers are no longer on the big league roster for the Atlanta Braves.
It went poorly for the Atlanta Braves last night. Let me find this spot.
This shouldn't take long once you see the box scores.
Okay. So now I'm on the box score.
Yep.
So Aaron Bummer.
Yep, that's one.
Aaron Bummer, we'll see you. And then Richie.
Yes. JT Richie.
J.R. Richie.
J.R. Richie, excuse me.
J.R. Richie, his 6 earned runs. Aaron Bummer's 6 earned runs. And they have both down.
Richie, that was over just 1 inning, right?
4 innings pitched.
So Bummer was 1 inning, 6 runs. They both gave up
Bummer
6
was
runs.
1 innings, 3 hits, 6 runs.
Didn't go well.
5 walks. Struck out 1, gave up 2 home runs. You walk 5, give up 2 homers. That's as bad as it comes.
Yeah, Bummer was released today. Richie optioned to AAA. You're not allowed to be a part of the big league team anymore.
The Braves are a no-nonsense organization.
It was very much no nonsense after they lost last night. Yes.
Yeah. And they got to restart the count. 0 days since their last nonsense.
0 days since last nonsense, yes.
That is, I looked over at that score. I was like, whoa. Braves getting crushed. Not even to mention they didn't score.
Yeah, what'd they lose?
12-0.
12-0. Lot of crooked numbers last night. The Mets scored 16. The Diamondbacks scored 12. The Braves scored 12. The Rays scored 16.
Rays 16-6. Marlins 12-0. Mets 16-7. By the way, they 10 in the 12th.
The craziest baseball game I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, and then the Diamondbacks 12-2. Brewers put up 9 on the Cubs too.
A lot of offense last night.
A lot of runs.
I've been getting this new newsletter in the morning, which is just all the box
From
scores. Where? I don't know. I think it's just a box score or something.
Okay.
And it's like old school newspaper style box scores.
Yeah.
So every morning I just look at all the scores and I see what happened. This morning I was like, what on earth is going on? What happened last night?
I love that. When I wake up, I watch the MLB TV recap all the games. It's like 40 minutes. Yeah, it's good.
It's going to do it for us. Tuesday edition in the books. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Jim Rome's coming up next. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.